The new iPhones are here and they come with the all-new A13 Bionic. Going by benchmark scores, this happens to be the most powerful mobile chipset around in the market today. But Apple's had that going for them every year. And OnePlus, from time to time, they found a way to put out a phone that's managed to be snappier. So what's going to happen this time? Will the iPhone 11 reign supreme? Will it be faster with that beast of a chip inside? Or can OnePlus find a way? Let's find out in today's epic speed test, Android versus iOS again. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do find what you see in this video interesting, please turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's go on, get started. Now before we start, let me know your predictions. Here's a poll. What do you think is gonna happen? Who's gonna win? Apple, OnePlus, Honor shared with 1 round each. Make your selections, take your pick. Okay, talking about the rounds themselves, we have 2 rounds with 2 laps each. In the first round, we have some casual games and light apps, and in the next one, we have heavier apps and graphic intense games aimed at testing out the CPU as well as GPU, how it handles them. Of course, the second lap of each round is memory management. Now both phones are connected to the same wireless network and there are no apps running in the background. With that said, let's go ahead and start the stopwatch. Opening up Super Mario Run. The iPhone 11 loads it up faster, taking the initial lead. The iPhone 11 has already loaded up Instagram. The OnePlus 7T is close behind. Both the phones are now opening Temple Run 2. The OnePlus 7T is closing in on the iPhone 11. It's closing the gap there. And it loads up Twitter faster, snatching the lead away. Running down the last row of apps, the OnePlus 7T manages to hold on to its slender lead and it finishes the lap in 42 seconds. 2 seconds more is what the iPhone 11 takes. Moving on to RAM management, both phones seem to have all apps in memory. The OnePlus 7T finishes the round in a minute. The iPhone 11 3 seconds behind. The first round was quite close. OnePlus with their faster transitions, faster animations, they've managed to stay ahead. Do note that we have the OnePlus 7T at 60 Hz to keep things on an even footing. Let's see what happens in the second round and what the second round rather has in store for us. Here we have more apps demanding titles like PUBG and a video to render. We're going to be using Adobe Premiere Rush to render the video. That's because Adobe Clip isn't available anymore. Okay, so creating a new project, importing the same 5-second 4K clip on both phones, slowing the clip to 25% and keeping it ready to render. The heavier round should favor the iPhone's beefier internals, but let's see what happens. Let's go ahead, start the stopwatch. Opening up PUBG. The iPhone 11 loads it up faster. The iPhone has already moved on to the second row of apps. The OnePlus 7T has finally moved on to other apps, but it's pretty far behind. Can it catch up? The iPhone 11 is done with the third row of apps and now moves on to the render. The OnePlus 7T is really trying hard to catch up. By the time the 7T starts to render, the iPhone 11 is heading towards completion. The A13 Bionic is really flexing its muscles here. It sped through the render and is now racing down the last row of apps. And it completes the round in a minute and 14 seconds. The OnePlus is just about done with half the render by now. Looks like the 855 Plus has a lot of catching up to do. Meanwhile, the iPhone is racing through the RAM management lab. The The OnePlus 7T finally finishes the first lap in 1:36. 2 seconds later, the iPhone is finished with the entire second round. The OnePlus 7T is now going through the RAM management portion of the test. Like I mentioned earlier, once the apps became heavier, it was more about the power of the chip than the transition speeds, and this favored the A13 Bionic and the iPhone 11. So unlike round 1, the faster animations couldn't do it for the OnePlus 7T. The 7T now finishes this round in 2 minutes and 1 second, 20 seconds behind. Let's now boot up both phones to check boot timings. So as I was saying, the first round went to the 7T by a slight margin, but the iPhone 11 came back in a big way to take a sizable victory in the second round. Now that was expected since the A13 Bionic is more powerful, but we also need to keep in mind that Apple's got a kind of lower resolution display on the iPhone 11. Not that the 11 Pro Max is gonna run a lot slower, but it does make a difference for what it's worth. Anyway, did you get your predictions right? Let me know if you did, and what do you think of the iPhone 11? Given Apple's lowered pricing in India, do you think it's worth it? Let me know what you think about it, and do you think you'd like to see any other videos about the iPhone 11 or the OnePlus 7T for that matter? Let me know in the comments below, and what you want, I will try my best to make happen. So that's pretty much it for today's video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. Thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.